Hi, I'm Star, and I'm with Vivian.
Yo.
And we're going to do our English podcast, so let's run it. For Unit 7, I said The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald connects to The Story of an Hour by Chopin because of the two girls that are in it, like Miss Mallard and Miss Daisy. I think they're both unhappy, and they both strive for things outside of their relationship that they can't get, and that's how they connect.
I did the same connection, so I don't really have anything to add.
Beautiful. Anything to discuss about next? Dude, this
Other
girl
than
is
the stupid-ass
screaming.
middle school.
Bro, these girls are screaming. Alright, you know what? Let's go. Number 6, or Unit 6. Story of an Hour by Chopin to Dickinson's 1263. This was my connection that I made because what killed Miss Mallard was that the truth was just too much to handle, that her husband was actually alive again after she'd already had to go through the shock of her husband being pronounced dead. Oh my god, could that girl stop screaming? Okay, anywho,
So I'm doing Chopin to Whitman, who does. Chopin wrote Story of an Hour, and Whitman wrote Learned Astronomer. In both stories, they both feel like they can't learn as much as they can, and
Yeah, I think that one's the better one to do, not gonna lie, but I chose 1263 just because I thought it was easier.
Fair enough.
Anywho,
There's just so many numbers in those.
we're gonna move on to Unit 5.
Yippee!
So, for me, I did 1263 to the Raven, and basically it's just like, it's more of like their themes that connect. Like the Raven is telling the truth to the guy, but he's saying it in a harsh way and not telling it slant. He's telling it like straight up, and it's like breaking her heart, you know, or the guy's heart. And yeah,
Are you sure you know the story?
it's alright.
I did Whitman to Hawthorne. The Learned Astronomer, the main character, he goes out and like finds things out for himself, and he thinks that everyone should do that. And Hawthorne and Good Young Man Brown, he thinks that he's a nice, good Christian man until he goes out and like meets the devil. And they're fairly similar in the fact of they had to have a certain experience to understand what they think that they understand. And
I was just dropped the phone. Okay,
anyways, neither of them can really, they both kind of get lost in a way, and then
yeah, for sure.
Goodman Brown never really figured out his way, but the main character in Learned Astronomer did.
Yeah, so they're like opposites, kind of. Yep. Okay, cool. So I'm guessing this is Unit 4. I connected the Raven to Walden Chapter 2. And I feel like both of them connect, like, they're both isolated. Both main characters trying to isolate themselves from everybody. But while the speaker in the Raven isolates himself out of sadness, the Walden guy, he chooses to go for, like, more spiritual isolation to, like, learn who he is. And they both connect by trying to show that they have to oh shoot, I lost it. Oh my. Alright, anyway, you can go. I think I'll set it off.
Okay, so I did Hawthorne to Thoreau, and in Thoreau's experience, he's, living out in nature and whatever, and he finds himself and learns about who he is as a person. And in Hawthorne's young Goodman Brown, Mr. Brown just finds he goes into nature but for a very different reason, and he doesn't really find out about himself. He more finds out about the people of his town and finds out how awful they are, while I feel like in Thoreau's situation he was a lot happier with what he found.
Yeah, well, I think I should have used that one, not gonna lie. I don't know.
You did Thoreau.
The Raven, I know, but the Raven one was like, he trash to pick. Because it doesn't connect to like anything.
No, it doesn't. That's why I didn't do
I don't understand why I picked the Raven. It's fine.
You just want to make things harder for yourself.
Probably. But for Unit 3, oh my god. I did Walden Chapter 2 to the Right Honorable Earl of Dartmouth by Wheatley. And here's why. Both value freedom through nature and like independence. And Wheatley, like, crap, I don't know this. I don't know why they connect.
I'll just go.
Yeah, you can go.
So I think I did the same story you did for Wheatley's, but I couldn't remember it while I was writing.
Yeah, it's just
so
like
I just have
can't.
to go to Wheatley.
It was just too much for me.
In Wheatley's poem, she writes a lot about being a slave, and she mentions that she's really grateful for the life that she's given, especially because she was given an opportunity that a lot of slaves were not. She was
able to like read and write and stuff.
Yeah, she was able to learn how to read and write, and she was very thankful, and she's very thankful to be a Christian.
W slaves. Don't say
that.
No. Maybe not that.
In Thoreau's Walden, chapter 2, it doesn't mention anything about Christianity specifically, but it does have a lot of spirituality instead. And he goes to nature to find himself and to see who he can truly become on the inside, which is what I feel like happens to Wheatley when she becomes a slave and she goes and lives with her slave owners. Yeah. That's honestly a banger one. I think I kind of remember what I was trying to say earlier, so I'm just gonna say it, but if it like flops, just don't worry about it. I was gonna say, while Wheatley, like, you know what, never mind, let's just continue. I'm not even gonna attempt. Unit 2, I think I missed one.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you skip one? I mean, you're allowed to skip one.
Yeah.
Well, I put Earl of Dartmouth to author of her book, and that's about to attack me alive trying to figure that out. Well, I'd like you to go first then, just so I can piggyback off of you with my ideas.
What was it called?
Earl of Dartmouth, author of her book.
Author of her book was about, like, her children, right?
Yeah.
I won't lie, I don't remember any of the names. I'm really bad with names, so you just have to tell me what they're about and I'll get it.
So I'm pretty sure author of her book specifically is the one where she's talking about how she treats her book as like her kid almost.
Oh, no, I did that last one that was there about childbirth.
Okay.
So I did Wheatley to Bradstreet.
Okay.
And in Wheatley's experience, she's had a lot of freedom in compared to other black people in her time. Yeah. And she really doesn't have as many worries as a lot of other people do. Mm-hmm. And I feel like on the very, very opposite end of the spectrum in the story that Bradstreet is telling, she's talking about how it's a letter to her husband about what to do if she does not make it through her fourth childbirth
like
experience.
Remarry and stuff. Isn't that what they said? To remarry or something? Like, don't remarry?
Oh,
because she's being selfish?
Yeah, she says, like, not to remarry and to focus on the children because she wants her children to be taken care of. Yeah. And, Wheatley talks about how grateful she is to have grown up with Christian. They were almost parents to her in a way. And she doesn't believe that slavery can be nearly as bad as other people say it is because of her personal experience. Wheatley is very much an optimist, and Bradstreet has a lot darker themes than Wheatley has, and Bradstreet's definitely a pessimist. Yeah. Especially in comparison to Wheatley.
Well, yeah. So I skipped Unit 1 just because I'm really rocky with Unit 1 material, so I kind of skipped that one. But I think we're allowed to skip one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, beautiful. So if there's, like, random cuts in this also, I'm trying to, like, splice them all together later. But I think this is good.
I think we did good.
Okay, perfect.
Yippee-ki-yay.
T-Pain, if you're reading this or listening to this, Barry
ditched out.
Barry ditched out, so he's not here for this event. And yeah, alrighty. Okay, we're ending it. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.